Hello, I'm going to show you a little software program that I created for a report that I'm doing on com cloud computing, which is one of the most fastest growing file saver opportunity that we have recently. I'm going to start with a setup that I put into MindJet's Mind Manager 2012. I had an older version of Mind Manager that I really enjoyed, and I've just recently purchased this new one, so I'm not as comfortable with it as I would like to be, but I'm only going to give you a brief overview. So I'm writing a report for a graduate program in online teaching and learning, and I'm going to start with using a trial version of Captivate 6, which is another program I have never used before. So it's challenging and interesting at the same time. I'm going to call this a walk in the clouds because that's what it is. And the way Mind Manager works is you can click, if I were to click here and hit enter on my keyboard, it would give me an opportunity to have another main topic. It's how I selected these. Now, if I want, say I call this, I'm going to call it clouds. Now, if I want to put information inside of this particular topic, I would just hit insert on my keyboard and it would give me a subtopic. And that's basically an overview of how you work it. If I have clouds and I go back here and I want another topic that I'm going to consider equal to clouds, I would hit enter. And that would give me another main topic. So I just thought I would give you a little background on how Mind Manager works and how I created the parts that we have up till here. So I have chosen, I'm really messing it up, I have chosen to talk about students and instructors, and I will click this little box here and I can type directly in the URL into my Google search or my URL on my computer and just type the word Google Notebook. I don't have to type the .com, I don't have to type the www or the HTML. It's just Google Notebook. I can do the same with the Zoho Notebook, which is a Firefox app, or Windows Live Calendar. There are a lot of places now on the internet that you don't have to type in the whole formal address. And I put these here as just examples of some of the places that everybody can go to, typing the title that they want directly into the URL box. I just think that that's interesting. Then we have places on the internet that are clouds that deal with finances. And I thought I would just give a couple of links here. I put the www on the World Wide Web only out of habit, but I could just type the end part in and get to the sites. I am not recommending any of the sites that I mentioned, please. I am just giving these as examples of some of the clouds that are starting to overtake our lives. And more of us are turning to the clouds for a lot of our personal business. And this one is video and photographs, and I think you're all familiar with YouTube, Flickr, and photos. But I just thought I would throw in the Science National Geographic just for a little change of pace, pick up the prestige of the whole project. Then we have a lot of personal storage sites that are popping up all over the internet. So I kind of thought I'd make a little list of some of them. These are sites that you can just download. I think almost all, if not all of them, have free storage space in addition to places where they will allow you to pay. and keep your documents with them. I personally have SkyDrive. I have a storage spot in SkyDrive. I have Dropbox I use all the time. I have an account with A Drive. So I guess I have fallen for a number of these. I find them fantastic. In particular, I use Dropbox a lot. I create handouts and assignments at home with my own computer because I like my software. And then I don't have to bring anything with me but my brain. And I go into work and I use the computer at work to go into Dropbox and pick up the handout that I made at home. Then I can change it, I can update it, I can move it around, and then print it out and hand it to the students. Or I don't have to print it out before I hand it to the students because I can give them either access to my Dropbox, or I can open up spots where I will allow the students to come in and have access to some of my clouds. In particular, SkyDrive has a spot. I don't even know if I put SkyDrive on. Yeah. SkyDrive has a spot where they will reserve 25 gigabytes free for you to leave documents for your classroom up there. And it has an adaptive release that at the beginning of the semester you put all the documents that you're going to be handing out, these quizzes, handouts, whatever, into your folder in SkyDrive. You list your students' names and you give them permission to have access to the different documents at when you set the dates so that they will be able to get them when you feel they're available. You can set a date that you want them to take a quiz and the date the quiz is over, and that they'll have access to the quiz material only during that time. So clouds are definitely moving into our lifestyle, and it's particularly handy for professors who have a lot of more things to do than creating and distributing handouts, I hope. And here's one for technology. I only put this little tiny spot for technology in here because the course I'm taking is technology and I didn't want to ignore it. I just haven't gotten to adding all of the things I wanted to add in there, which I will. And then backup. Backup clouds are becoming more and more popular. You have to be very careful with backup cloud though. Major issues with security and privacy. When you hand over all of your documents and all your knowledge to another entity, you're losing possession of your own documents, and frankly, you don't really know for sure that they're going to be able to protect them any better than you can. Although most of these places have tremendous amounts of security, and they do try and not let anybody mess them up because their reputation depends on their protecting your interests. But purpose here is to show you that we live in a society now that we're walking in the clouds. We're not daydreaming like it sounds like. We're just in the clouds with a lot of our public and private information. So there you are. If you would like some more, information, or you have questions about the clouds, please don't hesitate to contact me.